Hi everyone, welcome to IWCC Talk with the core team behind the look of the show 4 More Shots Please Season 2. We have with us the director Nupur Asthana, cinematographer Neha Parthi Matiani, production designer Parichit Paralkar, and the costume designer Astha Sharma. Thank you so much for joining us and let's begin. Neha, you shot season 1 and now season 2 with a different director. Can you run us through the process of how you started your prep?
Nupur and I have done two films before this, and we've done some small projects here and there. I mean, we have a certain format which was in place in terms of how we prep. So basically, we prepped for a good 2 months before we started all the main recce's and tech recce's. We go through every line of the script, and on paper we have a complete breakdown. Like, we of course had a blueprint of certain locations from the earlier seasons, so we could start work instantly without having to wait for like location pictures to come in and stuff.
And as a cinematographer, how was your approach different from season 1 in season 2?
In terms of my craft, there was a very minute difference in the 50% of the locations which are common. Reason being, because if people are going to see binge watch season 1 going to season 2, the two seasons cannot look like they belong to two different shows. There needs to be some amount of seamlessness in that sense. So, considering there were 50% of the locations that we were going back to, I couldn't drastically change anything. But what I did do is there are very minute differences which, somebody with a technical eye will be able to tell, but a common man may not. But the other locations, besides lighting, of course, there was a lot of difference in how the camera moves, how I frame. Also, sometimes when you may, like a single technician, when he or she works with different directors, there's a little bit of a director stamp that comes in as well. So that also makes a distinct, there's like a distinct look change because of how, like, Anu liked her actors to be a certain way. Nupur always wants her actors to be moving. So that sort of also pushed how the camera would move and all of that. So in terms of lighting, in the locations that were new, I tried out some interesting stuff. But locations that were being repeated, minutely different. And the camera movements are absolutely different. Like the whole energy of both the seasons is absolutely different. Both driven by, the script and the director.
Nupur, coming to you, can you share with us what your thought process was after you took over the show as the director in season 2?
So, of course, it's quite challenging when you take on from another director in a different season. But because I was directing all 10 episodes, I kind of, and my creator, Rongita, had told me that there's no blueprint. I mean, as long as it looks smashing, do your thing kind of. So that kind of freed me to explore my own directorial style and vision and tone to the show. And I could add my voice to the mix. Which was great, whether it was in the writer's room or on set, and the look and feel and all of that. I mean, in terms, I just go department wise in a sense that. So Neha and I worked really hard. We, in whatever was written in the script, we changed some of the locations around. We said that let's create a street outside the bar so we took a whole bunch of scenes outside, from the truck bar. We located them outside, and we said that was another way to get Bombay in. Otherwise then it just becomes a set, right? So we did that. We figured out ki, acha, ye scene, let's do it in the bar area, let's do this in the backyard, and let's take this scene outside on the street. So we worked, we divided the scenes, we figured out our transitions, and that's how we kind of, and Pari made the street look really beautiful by wetting it down. And personally, then visually it's exciting. So you're not stuck in one location for like a scene, and so visually it can be dynamic. You can have a dialogue cut. They were walking out of the bar and now they're on the street continuing the same conversation. It kind of looks seamless.
And you know what it is with season 2, okay, with the show per se, like 3 of us right now in this conversation have come from season 1. Season 1 was we were sort of taking baby steps. All of us as a crew were figuring out which way it's going. The writers were figuring out which way the characters are going. Anu brought a lot of herself into the show. And then it's like, slowly and steadily, you have like a skeleton, and then slowly and steadily it starts fleshing out. Nupur brought in a lot of that. So we had, like for me, Parichit and Astha, we all needed to up our game.
So the girls in the season are exploring a lot more. Like, they're having 2-on-2 relationships, 3-on-3 relationships. They're not always together. And we had a lot of outdoor. So, there was a lot of outdoor activity happening in the show for them to always be in Truck Bar. And then Siddhi going and, she's performing. She's become a stand-up comedy. So she's going to different places and performing. So I think all of that, there wasn't a lot of other things than Truck Bar happening this time.
Right.
I think also the point was to go deeper into the lives of the girls and their, my thought, when I read a script and, I just try to break it down for myself, what are we actually saying in the scene? What is the emotion in this particular scene, and how best, and what is a theme in this story that we're trying to tell, and then bring that out via all the tools that I have, which is not just the actors, but the camera and the production design and the costume and the editing and all of that. So it was to really, and I think what is exciting is that, they're not just, having fun, but they're also struggling with issues like casual misogyny, or trying to balance power equations in relationships, or that search for self that Siddhi is doing really via her stand-up. She says self-love ka rasta self-hate se hota hua jata hai. And that's really her journey in a sense. मैं तो अभी अपने आप बनी, अभी खुद को मैंने पहचाना है. How can I become someone else's girlfriend? So all these issues and all these kind of themes are being explored in the show via the girls. And for Damini, it's really, how do you have your creative voice heard in an in an environment that when you're not pro-establishment. So all those things kind of needed to come out to the fore, but organically, and in a tone that was not either preachy or either standing out, and without being pretentious also, and being heavy-handed. So if so the whole idea was to normalize these things, and and the whole idea, I think, via all of us, was to normalize that.
Costumes in season 1 had created quite a lot of buzz. So what was your approach to the costumes in this season?
So it's the first time that I've worked with characters who've been so fashion forward, I'll be honest. And it was a challenge for me to walk that line, because it's a very thin line to walk on. Here you are. So fashion can be, it is a nice USP for us, yet it is our biggest,
Point of criticism.
We could, point of criticism as well. So, we had to walk the line, and the only way we could walk the line was really by dressing them appropriately. What are you wearing at the right time? If you're at a wedding, hell, you're going to dress up. If you're at home, you ain't dressing up. If you're an author who's going to a publishing office, then you need to look literary. You need to look like you mean business, and you look, or if you're a lawyer who's at work, you need to look. So we try to, and if you're at Truck Bar where you're partying, you glam up. So when we kind of figured this out in our heads, so then when we started dressing them appropriately, then they kind of start looking real and authentic. So I have to admit, it was a very thin line for me to walk, and it was that, I have to say, was the most challenging thing for me, quite frankly. So I tried hard to make all the departments seamless and bring to the forefront emotion and the performances. Nothing is, and their struggle, so that you have empathy for these girls. Once you have empathy for the girls and their journeys, then you can overlook something that may jump out a little bit. So that was always my focus.
Astha, you had designed the costumes even for season 1. How was it different for you in this season, and what was your approach to designing the costumes this time?
When I got a call from Amazon in season 1, and I got a call from Pritish Nandi actually, and I went on for a meeting, and I used to, usually get a lot of calls where everybody wanted to do a fashion forward show. So I had heard as a stylist, I keep hearing that, but it never ends up being one at the first meeting. But when I went and met Rongita, who's also the creative director. She was very, very clear in terms of what she wanted, how the show and the girls and the costumes need to look like, which was kind of a treat for any stylist or a fashion designer or a fashion, costume designer to get that kind of liberty to experiment and showcase the best of the fashion world, which in season 1 I got this opportunity, and we started creating these characters. And in season 1, if you'll see, there is high fashion, there is we have tried to create these characters, especially the 4 girls, and we had to distinguish each girl from the other because they are very different from each other, which in season 1 we were trying to kind of bring out, and we were all together as a team trying to just create those characters. What helped that in season 2 is it gave us a direction, a very clear direction, that where we want to take these girls. And with help of Neha and Nupur, the first time, which we did not have in season 1, season 2, we used to actually sit together and discuss the colors which were required, which Nupur wanted, the kind of colors which Neha wanted with her background, with her locations, and just with the emotion, as Nupur said, with the emotion of each scene, which really helped me in terms of kind of expanding in season 1. If you see, for example, the girls are a little too overdressed at home too. In season 2, they're a lot more relatable. They're a lot more as we say, casual at home. And when they go out, also in season 2, we had so much. We had Istanbul, we had a wedding, and we had the truck bar. So I had a great opportunity to experiment with style and fashion. And these girls are fashionable. And we want to create something which is aspirational, something you don't see regularly. Of course, you relate to them because all of us, you see these girls in society as our friends, we know these kind of girls, but we just wanted to make it aspirational that yes, girls can dress well and can have a great job and can run around and can run a house and, do multitask. So that was the idea. And I think then it was a complete team effort, and I had a blast, creating these looks.
Yes, and the girls look fabulous. So, Neha, I have a question for you, that there is a certain kind of softness to the images, and can you share how you achieve that?
I have done something minutely different, which is softening the images a little bit in this season. It's a conscious decision because you're dealing with a lot of times there are 4 girls on screen. Their makeup is a certain way. You light up, and somebody's makeup works perfectly fine, but somebody's is a bit off, and that happens a lot in hard light. So, like in the last season, I did a lot of mixed lighting in terms of hard and soft. But this season, I've gone soft in terms of lighting and stuff. I've used a lot of diffusions on light and on camera. And last season I had to sort of use on DI, I had to soften their skins and all in certain places. But this time, I knew their faces so well that this time I took certain decisions based on that.
And what camera and lenses did you shoot the series on?
The cameras that we've used for the show, we had 2 cameras all the time. Otherwise, there was no way we could have completed this in the amount of time that we did. We've used the Arri Alexa XT with the Master Primes. I like to use the dolly a lot. It gives me irrespective of whether we've planned a shot with movement or not, I always have my dolly tracks laid a certain way, sort of assuming where an actor may move and all of that. Because, everyone works on instinct. Even after rehearsal, sometimes actors end up doing something minutely different. And I've had a constant theme for almost all my films for the last 10, 11 years. So, they know how to sort of look at my fingers. They know when I'm telling them to move right or go up, crane up suddenly. So one camera, the main camera that I'm operating is always on a dolly, and the second camera was always on sticks.
Parijit, you were a part of season 1 and now season 2. So can you run us through the kind of work and prep that went into creating the look for season 2? And how much before the shoot did you get involved with the prep?
I was involved 2-3 months prior, I suppose, because when we started when it started the script reading and all, then for me it was going back to the location breakdowns, then characters, what are the new developments in the script, marking out all the locations, and then going for location hunting, which like just scouting for whatever locations we have, new locations, what we have options as. So my process generally starts for any series or a film, if you can say, it generally starts 2 months at least prior for to understand the whole and to come to a conclusion that okay, this is what I want, or this is what I should be doing for this, or this is what the director is saying, but this is what uh, these are my ideas which I want to present it, and then come to a conclusion that okay, the director is saying no, this is not what we are looking at, but we want more something or we want less something. So I get ample time to come to a conclusion that what is the final product we are looking at. So this process generally starts 2 months, 3 months prior. That it depends on how early I get the project.
And when it is real location, what are the challenges for you and for Neha and both of you? What all things do you work out between the two?
So for real location, sorry, Neha, I'll just
You
finish
start, you
saying
start.
that. Yeah. So for real locations, I would say that Anjana's house, again, a challenge, 20th floor, one small lift working, and the whole house you see, Anjana's house, is empty. And whatever you have seen is all done in a matter of 2 days. So, including painting, propping, dressing, detailing, everything is done in 2 days with one lift
Wow.
going up and down continuously, setting up all those things. And same goes with this.
Parijit, don't forget the window that you made for us in the kitchen. You know, there was a specific shot that
Oh,
Neha
yeah.
and I wanted to take,
Yeah, yeah.
and the kind of angle that the two of us had devised, he made a window for us so that we could look at them from there.
Yeah, because that was like a scene where they wanted to see both of them as in a frame, and that was the only access which we were getting for to see the whole thing. So we were developing the shot, and then we had come to a conclusion that okay, we'll put a nice window so that you have a frame, you get a ledge. I can like we can put some flower, something which just adds that flavor to that whole window, and then you have a backdrop of the whole house behind. So that's where you know okay, this is the place they are standing, and that this is the intimacy. This is where they have entered into the kitchen area near the sink now that they are having this intimacy, and he's talking like okay. अपना sync भी meaning love is also in sync and we are at sync, and that kind of those kind of dialogue. So it was well thought, discussed all about this thing. So this all things were created in that 2 days.
Neha, what is your collaboration with your production designer like? In this case, Parijit.
In our whole prep process, we had broken everything down. We had visited sets, we knew colors that we were dealing with, so the brief of that kind was given to Astha so that colors wouldn't clash visually. Now, in terms of my direct correlation with production design, is that sometimes you plan a camera movement where something may be obstructive in terms of set design. So both of us need to work around it and figure out how those things can be moved, but put back yet again in a certain time so that it doesn't defer the rest of the shooting. So we need to constantly be doing a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of what you're seeing on screen in terms of foregrounding and all of that. We need to work on that together. So it's a very symbiotic relationship in terms of keeping things going, having enough space, and he needs to the production designer needs to accommodate, being able to move things around for the camera to come in and then bring it back into place. So it's a symbiotic relationship.
Parijit.
I want to add to this.
Yeah.
I want to add to this. You know, one of the toughest challenges that all four of us had was Amit's house, which we shot in a very small apartment in Meera Road. and everybody kept saying, how are you going to, move the camera, and where will we keep the props, where will the actors be, and the actors will be sweating. But somewhere we all felt that that was very authentic, that space. Amit's room, and the outside room is shared by his, his flatmate lives there, and we all loved it. So actually, Parijat had to block one bathroom door and make it a wall. In that small space, we had his poster, his, books which came from my house, and the kind of that little fan and that little cupboard that Pari got, and the windows, the kind of curtains, and then of course the actors were wearing, they had to be lying down while making out, and where the hell were we going to keep that camera? So we did extensive tech recce's at every location, and here we were sweating, and the poor actors were sweating, and they had to be kind of, the sweat had to be wiped off their faces every time. Yeah, and it was very challenging. It was a very challenging space for me, and I have I get a little claustrophobic in small places, so it's particularly challenging for me personally. But I think that these guys all came through with their respective departments so that we could kind of get some really kick-ass scenes out of the way in this department.
It was a battleground.
It was a battle.
Yeah,
It was a battleground.
Actually,
often the battlegrounds are these smaller.
I mean, we were shooting an intimate. Yeah, I mean, we were shooting. We had to shoot multiple intimate scenes there. You need to take care of how an actor is looking. So, I mean, the costume needs to come in to fix their little things. Our cameras are as big as they are, and literally there was just enough space for the actors and the camera to be inside.
Yeah.
That's how tiny the room was. So it's quite a challenge getting our way around that space.
And then we had to go to the station to shoot that guerrilla shoot in the train sequence from its house. We had to get there by like 2 a.m. as well. So it was a crazy night that night.
Can you share the most challenging sequences, the most challenging locations from the shoot with us?
For me, the breakup scene is probably one of the most complicated scenes in this entire season. One, because it was being shot on the 20th floor of an apartment building. It was being shot in the night, so there's no ambient light. Nupur doesn't like her actors to sit. Two people cannot sit and talk the entire 3 pages of a scene. So she will make them move. And this is an emotional scene where, as a DP, I feel that I cannot restrict actors in terms of आप सिर्फ 4 कदम लेके रुक जाइए क्योंकि मेरी लाइट यहाँ तक है और मैं यहीं तक आपको move करने दे सकती हूँ. So as a DP, I like to give actors freedom to sort of explore the whole place. I like to give the director enough space to make her actors move. So that was one of the most challenging locations. One, because of time of day, the floor that we were on, and the actors were moving around in a very emotional state of mind. So a lot of that scene was made on the table for me in terms of DI. Help me say that. I did it up enough to get my contrast and all of that, but I knew that I needed to back off and let everything else play, because when you see the scene, you don't care about the beauty of light. You need to see an actor breaking down, you need to see their performance, you need to feel their pain. So I needed to give them space, and I chose to keep the lighting very simple and enhance it in DI. That's one scene where, if I was ideally, I would have kept like certain lamps on and kept it really low lit and all that, but that was not a possibility. If I had done that, I would have to restrict the actors and the director.
Considering all these limitations and also the fact that the house was on a 20th floor, how did you go about lighting the space?
So Anjana's house, which was actually on the 20th floor, is a duple house. So we had access to the floor. I mean, we basically had 2 floors to play with. So in a lot of the sequences, I would hang lights from the floor above and let them float in like it was skylight.
Parijat, what were the most challenging sequences for you?
the more challenging I would say was not from the was the Istanbul and the Shadi, the Udaipur setup. That was both the places it rained. Even in Istanbul, morning 5:36 we are tying all those evil eyes, and then we had to go down to do the setup. So they started the shoot. We went down, started shooting the setup of the cafe and all. Came down, started 2-3 shots done, and it started pouring. And it was crazy.
You know, the biggest challenge anyways of shooting a web show is that we're shooting so much in such less time.
Yeah.
And you've spoken about the costume and the art. There is so much that has gone into it, and it needs to look the standard that it is. It's just such a challenge to put all of these things together in such less time, with weather not being on our side. So, I mean, luckily
in Udaipur, it did not rain. We shot there for 7 days. It did not rain. And
11.
Wedding, 10, 11. No, 10, I think for a couple of days, it did not rain. And then that day when he was doing his setup for the wedding at night, I remember Ryan and I were sitting outside, and there was no sign of rain. Okay, and he has done this beautiful setup, and at night was looking gorgeous. And Ryan and I were sitting outside, and we're like, it's looking stunning. And tuck karke, one drop fell on my forehead, and I was like, damn it.
And it was everyone's. We all were trying to battle with those rains, the shots, those everything. And actually, Nupur was also not. She was also not in the full glory. She was also on a wheelchair, roaming around everywhere because she has her ankle sprained, and that was like the
that didn't stop me from doing anything. I just want to point out.
Not at all.
On the day of the wedding, we landed up there and it rained. And Nupur slipped while we were waiting for everything to settle down. Nupur slipped and tore a ligament. So she was on a wheelchair post that. And she directed the entire wedding sequence and everything that we shot after that on a wheelchair.
And we were all like, pushing ourselves, and like in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, we are all like getting the girls ready, and like that, there's like big lehengas, and we fully got them ready, and we are ready to shoot. Right before that, it started pouring.
So Nupur, when you face such kind of setbacks and delays because of various reasons, how do you cope up with them? How do you deal with them?
I'll tell you.
Very corny answers.
If we have written 35 shots for one scene, she makes sure those 35 shots are taken no matter what happened to the weather. It all comes together beautifully, but she basically will like say 35 shots, iske bina nahi chalega. Like she just, we have not done a single shot down. We have taken everything that was on paper for us.
Yeah, we've taken everything on paper. So I think that I've learned to kind of think on my feet very quickly. That also comes from my years of television training, where we had really pathetic budgets and very little time. And so, everything that you do comes in good stead and kind of comes in handy when you need it. And I know that it looks like a lavish show, and that it no holds barred, but of course we still work within a budget, and we had decided on shooting the show in the next number of days with the next number of budget allotted, and there was no way that I could go over beyond a point, which means, if the thing is that if I have to finish everything in the next amount of time, I have to finish it in the next amount of time. But I'm a greedy person, greedy director. I'm not going to compromise on my work and my shots and the performances of the actors and whatever. So I've just developed the art of thinking fast on my feet and just running with whatever challenges, come your way. Zyada sochne ka time hi nahi hota hai, quite frankly, on shoot. So whatever prep we do before, and then we just roll with whatever nature or any other challenge that comes our way. Somebody falls sick or is uncomfortable or whatever, whatever comes, we just kind of figure it out. And and you can only do that when you have a great team. So, and I was very lucky that I had a great team.
When you see Lisa and Bani walking down with the smoke cloud happening behind, that shot I still get goosebumps when I'm talking also. So that shot we had literally fought that, no, we want that. I will give you that. I want that. Rain's fine. I'll give it. I want that shot. It was like that. Like
we shot that last.
Yeah, we shot that last. Like it was a lot of back and forth. Ki nahi lete, nahi chodo, chalo. ये बोला चलो ठीक है, मगर at least let's give us a try, and that's what it came out as.
Asta, how is it? I mean, when the weather is like that, I mean, with the costumes, what kind of challenges did you face, or what were you afraid of? I mean, when you saw that it's going to rain and it was pretty much.
See, for me as a costume designer, as a costume stylist, to be on set, you know, when you're designing your clothes and you're visualizing something, and then when it's actually happening, there's so many challenges like what we had. We were very limited on time, and we had a huge crew to get ready, and everybody had to look a certain way. And especially Indian wear, it's very difficult to kind of for everybody to kind of put it together, and you know the way it looks and the heaviness of the garments, it's very challenging. But for me, my biggest pressure is that my director and my DOP, they should not be waiting. So that's the biggest stress, because we are so limited on time. So that pressure is a lot, but we somehow managed, because you know at the end of the day we were all working as a team. So if I had any trouble, I would call Nupur, or I would call Neha, and I would say, like, you know, I'm going to take another half an hour. I cannot do anything about it. So, you know, they will figure out something else to shoot, or that was very important. And for me, that time, the clothes really per se don't matter so much. It's the whole look and how exactly we'll be able to survive the day with as less hiccups as possible.
You know, that is the thing, like for a setup like the wedding. Now, I had planned an extensive lighting, which got washed away. Then there is the back and forth, because you need to give the art department time to bring their things together. The actors need to get back into their full makeup. And I then think on my feet on how to keep the setup as simple as possible, because we only had that one day to shoot the setup. So keep it as simple as possible. Plus there is the sound, because they're wearing these heavy costumes. You can't put, you know, you put mics, and then there is sound of the TV. So I think at points like this, everyone needs to come together and think on their feet and figure out what is the best possible way, because at that point, the emotion of the actors is key. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
They can be in stunning, beautiful lighting. If the actors, I mean, if the director doesn't get what if we had not given her enough time to get performances out of actors, everything would have fallen flat. It could have looked beautiful. It does look beautiful, but it could have been like a tiny bit better here or there. But I think the key is to let the emotions and the performances come out, and give the director enough space to do that.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for giving such candid responses to all our questions and for all your patience. Thanks a lot. And thank you, all of you, for joining.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Talk soon.
Talk soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes.